Alright, guys, we are back for the next episode of this little series thing. Did I even explain what this series was? I started a series similar to. Well, I started the exact same series back a while ago, where I'm going every single season at a time, and we are now in summer. I started off by gathering a ton of seeds to basically just, remake my farm. I had to expand it a lot because I bought a lot of seeds and I prepared it for sprinklers because one of my first goals is going to be to get sprinklers. Now, I'm also just going to turn in the summer forageables for the final bundle that I will be completing because I'm going to sell out. I remembered during this episode that my original goal in the first series was to do the JOJA route, but I didn't. So instead, I'm doing it now. Um, I'm doing it now. Anyway, into the mines, and then I went over and to the guild for the first time. I think. I don't know. And I bought a sword. You've been wondering why am I going into the guild for the first time in summer? Because I forgot that it existed. Also because I wasn't really doing a lot of mining last season. But one of my biggest goals in this one is to get to the bottom of the mines. I also gave a gift to Maru, and I was gonna give a gift to Demetrius, but I didn't know where he is. I didn't know where he was, so I just went back into the mines, and, yeah. Back into the mines, and started... This is day 3. Fuck. Whoopsies. Anyway, I passed out on level 15, and I got level 1 combat, and level 3 mining, which is pretty nice, you know? And of course, day 4 of summer, I was back down again, because I never stop. The grind does not stop. I have to get all the way down. And I, forgot my weapon, so I just... Yeah, I only got down to level 18 because I forgot my weapon and I had to leave. Because I was dying. Anyway, day 5, I was down with my weapon this time, but I actually acquired a lovely club. Oh my god, I have a good weapon this time. And I went and just kind of, battled monsters until I got to level 29 and passed out. Because I don't go to bed, I pass out. Level 2 combat that night, though. Which is, leveling up, guys. I stood outside Caroline's room for hours and hours and hours and hours until she finally came out. And I was finally able to give her a flower. And I didn't get 2 hearts with her. Anyway, I went and I finally had 6,000 gold on day 7, and so I bought the membership, officially selling my soul to Morris, which is fantastic. I officially had the JOJA membership, I officially had a copper pickaxe as well, and I was off. Back down. Giving another gift to Caroline that Monday, the 8th. And I then turned in my my axe for an upgrade so that I could get the copper axe. And then it was down into the mines until give me a second, until I got down to level 47 and passed out. Finally reaching the ice levels, and finally getting access to iron. And getting level 4 mining. Starting to turn those ores into bars, and giving my final... and talking to Caroline. Finally, but I couldn't go in her tea room because it was storming and she wasn't in there, so I just went mining instead. And I went mining until I went down to an infested floor where I reached level 61 and passed out. Oopsies. But I got level 3 combat. And on day 10, I was going to crack open geodes for the museum, not the community center, the museum, so that I could sell my soul to Gunther. Mostly because I want the rusted key. And because it is one of the goals in perfection, which I am trying to get in this series. I foraged on the beach for the first time as well, and got a lot of nice looking shells. Rainbow shells for the summer season. Gotta love all them rainbow shells. And then I also remembered that I had this dwarf scroll that I got from the mines, so I turned it in. And I only had one dwarf scroll left to find. So we're heading somewhere. I also started clearing out all this grass on my farm, doing a tactic where I put the hay into a chest and then siphoned all the grass, and then, just did that. And then I started organizing a little tree farm because I need sap. I need sap. I need, syrup from the oak trees. I also decided to put down some of these tree seeds after I'd finally realized that I had the means to cut down the stumps on day 11. I also went up to the train for the first time because I hadn't been up here at all this season, and I started my tree farm, the one that just chopping. This is the wood farm. The other one is the oak sap farm. Farm. I then finally went and got the recipe for the tea saplings! And I skipped that cutscene because I'm not here to trip. But I went home, and I went mining for the first time. I went mining again on day 11, on day 12, not 11. Day 12, and I got all the way down to level 76 before I passed out. And was getting beat to death by all of these skeletons that didn't want to fight. So what was the point? I'm already dying. And on day 13, I crafted my first gigantic batch of tea saplings with 30 tea saplings that I sold. And then I went and cracked open geodes as usual. And of course, what do you do with stuff you crack open in geodes? You put it into the museum because it needs to be in there. There you go. And I claimed some rewards as well, getting the drum block, and I put that in my museum because I wanted to do that. I put all my rewards there. I went and I foraged around because it is mating season, meaning that a bunch of coral is on the beach everywhere. On both sides of the beach. So I got that, and then I planted down some more melons that I had left to do, and I ended up needing to expand the farm, and I went back down into the mines from level 76 all the way down to level 83, finally getting that level until I died. For the first time, I was murdered, and I lost the little bit of gold ore that I had gotten, and all my beautiful mushrooms that I'd been using for fuel. I died for the first time. And for the only time, actually. I haven't died yet in this series at all. But day 14 was a harvest day, so I started picking all of my blueberries, and I didn't really sell too many of them. I sold some of them, but mostly I put them in chests so that I could save them for kegs to make wine out of. And then it was time to start getting refined quartz for the sprinklers that I'd be making. And then it was also time to finally get the minecarts. Our first development project goal was the minecarts. Now that I had that bought, I also went up and bought my first fish pond. This is going to be one of many, but I bought this one first. And this one's going to be the sunfish pond, which I then started to just clear more more grass, because it was really, really annoying to try and get through all this grass. But, you know, grass is grass. I have to get through the grass. And then I went down into the mines, this time to get copper ore. So I went up to the 10 levels to get some copper ore. I also reached a lovely infested floor and got the next dwarf scroll, the last dwarf scroll that I needed, meaning that I had them all. So I decided that it was time to break open this rock so that I could meet the dwarf when I got that. And then went back down and continued that. And then that night, the minecarts were unlocked and rebuilt as Morris watched his minimum wage workers do all the work while he just supervised. I just got level 7 farming that night. And then I went and got my copper hoe and cracked open geodes because, you know, what else am I supposed to do with my life? I also upgraded my, I believe it was my, I don't know. I didn't have enough money. I think it was that I didn't have enough, I don't know. Anyway, I turned in that dwarf scroll and a couple other things, and I gained a reward. The Dwarvish translation guide, which I used in the mines as I slaughtered slimes for hours, because I had to. What else am I supposed to do? And then I passed out at level 19 after getting a ton of materials. But I got level 4 combat, which was, you know, looking pretty good, looking pretty nice. And I met the dwarf for the first time on day 16, and talked to him for the first time, and stared at his wares. I bought the weathered flooring because that's all that I had money for, because I didn't have any money. But I gave him a topaz to start the loving friendship we had had. I fished for the first time in this entire season, so that I could get a sturgeon, because I needed one for my little ponds, because I wanted caviar. You need caviar for the fishing achievement. You need caviar for the you need caviar for the shipping bundle, for the shipping achievement. And I also gave gifts everyone, and of course, I gave gifts around town and started to forage for more summer foraging so that I could get more summer foraging for more lovely and beautiful sea saplings. And then I started grinding out the first level of the mines, but I forgot that I had turned in my pickaxe for upgrade, so I just used bombs that I bought from my good boy, so I could grind a little bit of stone. Because I didn't have I didn't have a lot of stone at the moment, so I had spent it all on my lovely fish pond that I just got. Then I was back to foraging on day 17, getting some nice flowers, but not really much else. But I needed more. And so I went up to the backwoods, and I finally got the other two forages that I needed. And I sold that sea saplings that I made from it right into the shipping bin. Because I needed the money. And then on day 18, the harvest day, whoopsies, I went to grab my pickaxe, my new steel pickaxe, and so I decided to put it to use. I cracked open some geodes, and I turned them into the museum. Turning them into the museum so that I could have more decorations for my lovely new museum. And then I scythed more grass on the farm, and I hit the mines in hopes of conquering this level. But of course, my weapon was pretty flippin' bad. But I got down to level 87, where I was struggling to beat this bat before I passed out. And on day 19, it was a harvest day with hops and corn. So I got the corn and that. And then my fish wanted 2 acorns. So I went and chopped down a tree in the cinder snap forest, and I got them the 2 acorns, and then I gave them the 2 acorns because I respect and love my fish. You see, I gave them the acorns. Why did they need the acorns? I don't know. I don't know what the sunfish need to do with an acorn. 2 acorns, actually. But then I went back to the mines, and I was able to reach level 89. Well, no, level 90. And before I decided to call it a night, because I had finally gotten the obsidian edge. The obsidian edge is the only sword that can actually do damage down there. So I just, yeah. But then I went back on the farm on day 20 and did some chores around getting those first few quality sprinklers. I had 3 to start out with, and I kept, I made a little area for some of the summer forageable seeds, and started doing that so that I could make some of those. And then I opened some more geodes so that I could get some more items for the community center. The museum, not the community center. Jesus Christ, why do I keep saying that? My god. And I got a new reward. Then I went to the Adventurers Guild and sort of just sold all the weapons that I didn't want. Because I didn't want to have an excess amount of weapons in my chest, so I just wanted the one that I was using, and then boots that I was using, and that was it. No low quality stuff until later, because I didn't want any clutter. But I got down to level 95 before calling it quits. And then on day 21, I had gotten my first oak tree to grow in my oak farm. So I put a tapper on that bitch right then, right there. And then I decided to use my hoe on this, and I didn't really get anything good out of it. But I hit the mines so that I could get even more stuff and work my way down to getting that sweet star drop in level 100. And I got down to level 97 before I hit an infested level, and I decided to leave because I was about to die. I thought I could do it, but I could in fact not. But then again, on day 21, I got even more quality sprinklers, and I got some more summer seeds so I could make more saplings. On day 22, it was a harvest day, so I sold all of my harvest directly to Pierre to brag in his face, because I really want to brag in his face. I was thinking of buying more seeds, but I decided against it and just hit the forest to forage and to chop down every single tree, because I need wood. Wood is a problem. Wood is a problem that I have in this episode later on and a few other episodes, because I need a lot of wood to do a lot of things that I don't have. Because I realized that I needed a cow and goats, and I didn't have that. Anyway, on day 23, I went and did the same thing as before. I took all of my wares down to Pierre and sold it in his face so that he had to give me money just to brag about my success in JOJA Mart. Then I went down in the mines once again, and I don't know why I'm standing here. I'm just okay. What was that? Wait, what was that? Anyway, I got down to level 107 before I almost died, but I passed out instead. So I got down all the way past 100 and got that lovely star drop. I'm ready to get that lovely star drop. And I passed out on level 108. But I got level 8 farming and level 5 combat. Unlocking kegs, which is the one thing that I would like to sell my soul for. Anyway, on day 24, I went back into the mines and got a diamond. A nice looking diamond. Jesus Christ, I love diamonds. I have got some diamonds before, but that was just a nice diamond I wanted to talk about. On level 111, however, I almost died. I almost died, so whoopsies, am I right? So I had to leave. But anyway, level 20, day 25. It was another harvest day, with my melons being the main harvest of that day. I replanted my sunflower seeds, and I went down to Marnie's shop because my barn was ready that I'd apparently bought. I don't remember that happening. But anyway, I named him Milt. Well, her. I named her Milt. It's just some contemplation. I named her Butter. Not Milk. Anyway, I needed more bars, so I smelted more ore into more bars. And then I kept doing that. And I sat here. I sat here for hours and hours, ready to put in more quartz so that I could make even more quality sprinklers, because I did that. And that is what I did. I made more quality sprinklers than I needed. I made so many more that I was ready for the next season. Look how many quality sprinklers I have! And rich with quality sprinklers. Anyway, on day 26, it was another harvest day, and it was storming. It was so heavy. And you may be wondering, hey, have you made lightning rods yet? I'm pretty sure you got the recipe for it. And the answer is yes, and the answer is no. Anyway, I sold all my shit to Pierre again because I wanted to. And then I went back and bought the bridge. I was thinking about buying the painting, but I was going to save the painting for last because I did not want to buy that one. Because it was so cheap that I could probably get it immediately after I got the bus. And I don't really care about painting, and I feel like it's just a waste of money when I could be saving up for other things in the meantime. Anyway, I hit the mines again, and I made it all the way down to level 17, where I cracked open this mystery block, and I got my first prismatic shard. This is not my first iridium ore, as I have already gotten some iridium ore from before in an almond geode. But I have beautiful, beautiful, lovely little thing. And I made it down to 120. Finally getting that skull key. Getting that quest. And reaching level 6 combat that night when I went to bed. Don't you just love the smell of sweet, sweet victory? Anyway, on the next morning, I woke up to a field with no sweet berries, with no spice berries, and I didn't have any in any of my chests. So I It's alright though, because I went and forged all of the ones that I needed up, so I could get 50 seeds on the second to last day, so I could make, how many? 25 tea saplings. That is so many, and it's so nice, and I love money. Anyway, I had gotten the quarry that night, so of course, I started to clear it out. I took bombs to it first, but then I cleared the rest out by hand, and I was done with it by the time that it was dark. I then went to bed, and I got level 6 foraging, unlocking lightning rods, which I will not be using. But I also got recycling machines on the final day of this season. I will be putting down a recycling machine. I had thought about getting a lightning rod so that I could put that on too, but I had a lot of trash, so I decided to do this one first. And I thought that I could, maybe make one if I got these materials from all the trash that I had. Not realizing that I didn't actually have really any ore, any iron ore. And of course, I could have gone and got it myself, but instead I had to sit here for the entire time and do this. Anyway, we will face that frustration in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode of this series. And if you did like it, then maybe like the video and comment down below what you'd like to see from me. Bye, everyone.